Hey folks, it is UTB Brad with UTB Blogs, and I am back with another quick tip. The quick tip is to buy this phone. Okay, so recently one of my favorite YouTubers did a 2-week trial with the BlackBerry KEY2. It didn't go so good.
Even so, I hated it.
So he said he hated the phone. I love the phone. And my only problem with the video is that he's not taking different people into account. Different people like different things on different phones. That's why we don't all just use the same phone, thank God. He says if you're into nostalgia, it's nostalgic to use a BlackBerry phone. Nostalgia kind of implies that you're going back to something that you stopped using. I've never stopped using a BlackBerry, so there's no sense of nostalgia in me using the BlackBerry KEY2. I have entirely different use cases for my phone than he does, obviously. I am all about the efficiency of the phone. That's my number one thing, and the BlackBerry software suite gives me the efficiency and the workflow that I'm used to. That's why I was using BlackBerry even back in the BBOS days when, iPhones and Androids had apps and we really didn't have apps in BBOS. I still used it because what was important to me, I could find on that phone, I couldn't find on the Androids, and I couldn't find on the iPhone. Now, I can find what I want on an Android phone, built by BlackBerry, of course. And I definitely can't find what I like on an iPhone, and I can't really find it on other Android phones either, even though a lot of the BlackBerry apps you can get there. He had a couple of complaints that I found just kind of off. It kind of makes me wonder if he really used the phone for the 2 weeks, and if he did use the phone for the 2 weeks, did he look at anybody else's reviews to see certain things? Because his complaints were just a little weird. He complained about the screen. I get it. He's used to a Samsung with the big full screen. They make great looking screens. He complained about the camera. I have no problem with that. BlackBerry does not prioritize cameras. In their own walkthrough video, their own spokesmodel said it's a pretty good camera. And it is a pretty good camera. I've been playing with it more. I have no complaints about the camera, but I'm also not somebody that's going to use my camera as a professional tool. I'm not going to take a photo and blow it up to poster sizes and hang on my wall. I use my phone for snapshots, and it works very well for that. I also use my phone for this. This video, anytime you're looking at me in this video, it's my BlackBerry KEY1 taking this video from the selfie cam. I think it's doing pretty decent. But what really got me was his commentary on the keyboard. Because the keyboard is something that someone like me chooses a BlackBerry for. That physical keyboard that I don't think a virtual keyboard can match up to it. So he complained about the emoji, having to flip through and search for all the emoji. That would be really frustrating. It would be. I wouldn't like doing that. And I don't. Instead, I allow my keyboard to suggest emoji while I'm typing. So when I want to use an emoji, I just type in what I want, and then I type what I want, and I hit send, and there it is. I don't see how it gets any easier than that to pull up your emoji personally, but if that's not what you're used to, I could see that being frustrating. So let him have that. What I'm not going to let him have is his complaint about the Alt key. He complains that you have to use the Alt key to get to those secondary characters on the keyboard. You have to do that on other phones too. You don't have the entire keyboard on your screen at any given time. I think he's using a Samsung phone, and if that's the case, that could be why he's confused about the Alt key, because on the Samsung keyboard that's within the phone, it doesn't say Alt on it. It says !1. So I suppose he doesn't like the Alt key, but he would prefer having the !1 key. Maybe. On top of that, we don't have to use the Alt key. If you want to use the Alt characters, which are the secondary characters on the keypad, you hit the Alt key and you hit the number. And then it pulls that up instead. I can see him not liking that because he's used to typing on glass, right? So you don't have to use the Alt key. There's other things you can do. If you don't want to use the Alt key and then hit the secondary key, you can just hit the symbol key, and that pulls up a virtual keyboard of all of those symbols that you would be using on your physical keyboard. Say you don't even want to do that. You don't want to hunt for a key, you don't want to push it. Just swipe down on your keyboard. Guess what pops up? All those symbol keys again. So yeah, we may have an Alt key, but you don't have to use it. You can use a symbol key, you can swipe down, you can type on glass, which is what he's used to doing. Have at it, Lou. So we have a choice that you don't have on those other things. And that's fine because people want choices, right? Different people want different things, which is totally all right. It's the reason why I wouldn't tell somebody not to go buy a Samsung phone like I believe he's using, because I understand people like him want those things that's in there. They want that camera. They want that screen. Meanwhile, I want that security. I want that efficiency. I want that physical keyboard. Why do I want that physical keyboard? Because for me, accuracy is more important than speed. And I really look at the keyboards that way. When you're typing on glass, it's really fast, but it's hardly ever accurate. When you're typing on a physical keyboard, you're really accurate and tend to be slower than on glass. And I'm not joking when I'm talking about the accuracy. The other night, I messaged one of my friends who's on a Samsung Galaxy Note, and I asked him to send me screenshots of his keyboard so that I could see the difference between the Alt character that we have and the Alt character that they have. Now, I'm not joking or making this up. As part of that conversation, he sent me this text. So what did I do? Of course, I made fun of him. Of course you got to. What else are you going to do? You get a text message like that? Yeah, I could figure out what he was trying to say. I also knew that it was time to make fun of him. What did I get back in return? So there's one of the reasons why I would rather have a BlackBerry KEY2 versus a Samsung Galaxy, whatever number they're on right now. I understand people want the other phones. I understand they focus on this or they focus on that, but different people are going to focus on other things. So I will tell you, go buy a BlackBerry KEY2. I'm not going to tell you, don't buy a Samsung Galaxy. But what I will tell you is if you're going to buy a Samsung Galaxy and you're going to be messaging me, I'm going to make fun of your typing. So this has been UTB Brad with UTB Blogs with a quick tip about how to get to those characters if you're just really against that Alt key, and a more important quick tip of go buy the BlackBerry KEY2. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.